Hello friends, this is Vas again. Welcome to my channel. You can subscribe, you can leave comments, and you can leave likes if you feel so. Today I'm going to tell you about my ski trip, day trip to ski in Davraz. But before I get to the main point, I want to thank those of you who came and spent some time with me drinking tea on Wednesday. Last Wednesday, February 9th, we came together. We stayed there from about noon to about 3 p.m. Some people came after that. They did not find us there. That's unfortunate. Next time, if you come, please come close to the time which I declare, because if you come 3 hours later, you also may not find me or anybody else. The place we went to was very nice. Some people had hamburgers, some people had salads, and we had good conversation. The gathering was more than I expected. We had probably more than 12 people there, and we had a great conversation. We had great exchange of information. Some people already stayed here for 3 or 4, 5, 6, 8 months, and they already have some things which they can share with those who barely come, particularly for those who are the refugees from the West. I call them refugees from the West because it is very interesting type of people who lived in the West. Some of them are native of the West and some of them are not. And they decide to move to Turkey. And maybe that will be their permanent location. Maybe they just come here for a visit and spend extended uh, time, but move anywhere further yet. I think it was pleasant enough for us to gather again, and I would invite all of you to come next time, to come and have some tea with us. We actually thought maybe a potluck lunch would be even better. The weather is getting so nice that we can probably get together next weekend or weekend after that. Depending on if my schedule permits, I actually have some travel planned, and we can have potluck lunch on the beach in Konyaaltı or maybe Sarısu. Sarısu has a very nice park at the very end where the teleferic is, where the lift to the mountain is, onto the top of the mountains. If you haven't been there, by the way, Sarısu teleferic, I would encourage you to go there. It's also a very nice place to go with your children, just to look around, just to see. And the bus is going on there, so you can find how you can ride the bus or you can drive there. Some people prefer to drive. I want to share with you another group which you can join on a Telegram. This is an app which you can download to your mobile phone, and you can ask administrator to join. I'm sure they will be open to that. I attended several of their gatherings in the past. I don't attend it very often because I don't really like to sit and just drink beer. And in this particular case, when they gather, they really have place where you can move around. It's sort of like you come, you take a seat, at least that was my experience, and then you talk to people. You still can move around, but it is not very easy. The other reason why I don't attend it very often, because it's a mix of people, and it could be good, it could be not so good depending on your intention. There are people who come to live in Turkey and they attend this group. There are people who want to go to the West and they attend this group. And then there are people who actually come to practice English. They also attend to this group. If you have a little bit of a social starvation, it's a nice place to go and visit, and perhaps with your intention, it will be a very nice gathering. So now you will see on the screen the name of that group. You can go to Telegram application and you can ask administrator to join. Now I'm going to share with you some tips from my recent day trip to Davraz, and I will put a little bit of footage and a few photos which I took there. I'm sure you can find a lot more footage and maybe some other people promoting Davraz. I'm not just promoting Davraz, I'm sharing my experience, and my experience was great. A friend of mine and we went there on the car. Perhaps next time if we go, I make announcement and maybe a couple of you can join us because the car is not terribly big and he has some equipment. I'm talking about ski equipment. And it also is a very nice ride. You can take bus. There is a bus which going from Antalya to Davraz, and it takes about between 2 and 3 hours. The bus arrives at 11 a.m. The Personally, I prefer morning snow rather than afternoon snow. I find that afternoon snow sometimes it's more slippery and there are more people. Morning snow is a little bit better, but I can tell you the snow this year is spectacular. I've heard from several people saying that this year is exceptionally good. There are some people who come there every year and they've been doing it for past 5 or 8 years, and they said that this year snow is exceptional. Maybe because this winter is a little bit colder than the past years. The temperature was between -1 and 1 degree centigrade, and it depends on if you are in the shade or if you are on the snow. There are some lifts. The lifts they have several different scales. One lift will cost you 15 lira, and 8 lifts will cost you 100 lira, which by Western standard is absolutely nothing. You can rent equipment there too. There are several places where you can rent equipment. I'm not going to suggest any particular one because I don't think any of them are better than the others. And if you had an experience and you can tell us that there is another place which would rent equipment which is newer or better, etc., please share it with us, and I will tell people. The ski time probably will not be as long because we are in the end of the winter. If you are a skier and if you would like to take advantage of it, you probably want to do it a reasonably short time. The other thing which I found out, on weekends it's becoming really crowded there, particularly on Sunday. Sunday is the worst day to go because it is very crowded. The best time to go, the best days to go is the beginning of the week. You can have pretty much the whole resort, every slope to yourself. There are very few people. Davraz is a small place. There is a hotel there, and there are some restaurants and cafeterias there. Many people bring their food with themselves. It's a Turkish tradition. They drive there. Even people who don't ski, they just go there. It's snow. There are some picnic areas where you can put your chairs and cook some kebabs or whatever your fancy is, or hamburgers, and have a great time. If you are not a skier, you can still get on a lift and go and see the beauty of that town, the beauty of that resort, beauty of that mountain region. It's fantastic. It's so sparkly, and sometimes when I would take a break, I just enjoy looking around. It is spectacular. It really is. After Antalya, after the sea, it is a very nice contrast. Renting equipment is not very expensive. I rented the pants, jacket, and skis and boots, and it altogether cost me 160 lira, which was very cheap. The other thing which I thought was great, I don't suggest you ride without helmets. Also, sometimes I do. Yet there are plenty of people who ski without helmets, and it's acceptable. I find it so liberating. There are plenty of people who ride with the helmets and they're fully equipped and they actually invest their money into equipment, and they do it probably every year, or maybe they go from resort to resort. But there are plenty of people who don't wear helmets and they have a great time. There are plenty of children there. If you don't ski, you can also ride the sleds. Sleds you can rent everywhere there. It seems like the entire village there become an entrepreneurial enterprise. Probably every owner of the house there rents some sleds, and new sleds are pretty good, I would say, and they're very cheap. They're like 20-25 lira per day. So in every way, I encourage you to go and check it out because it's not overly developed. It's developed enough to be comfortable, but not overly developed when it becomes like a Disneyland. Also, I have nothing against Disneyland if that's your fancy, if you like it, but it's like a fantasy land. It's like overly developed. Everything is, to my taste, is fake. It's like Las Vegas. It's all fake. It's all uh, made up, like theatric attributes, and it make believe reality. Watch for my videos, they will be coming. I wish you the best day in Antalya, sunny Antalya. I'm Vas, welcome to my channel. Leave some comments, leave some likes, and I'll see you soon. Good luck. Don't